Unable to curb his growing curiosity about the book Shams al-Ma'arif day after day, our friend decided to visit the old library after finishing his first-year university exams to inquire about the book. Despite only managing to get a counterfeit copy, he was ecstatic. He went home, hid the book, and waited for the right moment. About 10 days later, when his family left to attend a cousin's wedding, he pretended to be ill and stayed behind. He had secretly read the book at night and had decided on the first spell he wanted to perform. He gathered some candles, lit them, turned off all the lights in the house, drew the symbols for the spell, and waited for a sign. Remembering the coffee he had left on the stove, he went to check on it, and when he returned, he found all the candles extinguished. This was the sign, but he did not realize it. Moments later, his family returned. Surprised, he asked why they had come back from the wedding so early, wondering if something had happened. They were puzzled and asked if he had been sleeping since they left, as they had just returned. He looked at the clock and was shocked. He had lost track of time completely. He waited a few more days, but the demon he had summoned to serve him did not appear. Determined to try a stronger spell, which required the sacrifice of a black cat, he worried about where to find one. Deciding he couldn't bring himself to kill an innocent creature, he heard the doorbell ring and found a black cat staring at him. It seemed to have come to him for the very purpose described in the book. He performed the spell exactly as instructed, sacrificing the black cat and using its blood to draw the symbols and spells on the bathroom floor. Mixing some of its blood with his own, he let the combined blood flow from his head over his body, and then he sat waiting for the sign again. This time, his family returned, interrupting his ritual. He hurried to clean up and hide all evidence. That same day, strange things began to happen. Returning from work on his day off, he found his little sister sitting on the stairs in the dark. When he yelled at her, she ran inside. Following her and shouting, his father asked why he was yelling. He explained, but his father, shocked, told him that his sister had been sleeping for a long time. Checking her room, he found her fast asleep, wearing different clothes than those he had seen her in on the stairs. 3 days later, overcome by drowsiness, he fell asleep on the couch near the bathroom. He felt as if black-clawed hands were pulling him under the couch. Despite his efforts to escape, he failed. When he opened his eyes, she was there, a queen of the jinn, who had killed the demon he had summoned the first time. She demanded that he dismiss her, or he would face dire consequences. He had no idea how to do this, and the book didn't provide any instructions. Terrified by her threats, he realized that his curiosity might one day cost him his life. In the same week, his mother fell into a strange condition. She stopped speaking to anyone, didn't recognize her husband or children, and refused to eat or sleep. Despite visiting numerous doctors, none could diagnose her condition, and they resorted to restraining her to the bed. Throughout all this, the young man never suspected that his actions and the cursed black book were causing the chaos in his home. His mother's brother, who lived in the Holy Lands, came to visit upon hearing of her deteriorating state. Seeing her condition, he knew immediately it was caused by jinn. Having known a spiritual healer for many years, he began reciting over her and soon understood what had happened to them all. He grabbed his nephew and demanded, "Where is the book?" The young man had hidden it on the roof of the house. Bringing it down, his uncle started his work by burning the book and then began treating his sister. The strange occurrences gradually diminished but continued to haunt the young man. The jinn queen refused to leave without causing harm, especially to the young man who had bound her with his words. Despite his uncle's attempts to protect him, nothing worked. A month later, they found him in the bathroom, soaked in blood, with the same symbols he had previously drawn with his own hands.